Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar forum to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. If you're not a member or not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. If you are not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. If you're inclined to not come in and just enjoy watching this on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments a part of the show or your questions a part of the show. Understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can make the comments or questions during a live stream. So like I said earlier, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building and flying and contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up. That's a like. And subscribe. And when you subscribe, select the notification bell and select all so that whether myself or Sparky comes on, you'll be notified. And share and comments also help the analytics of the Stunthangar YouTube channel to grow. So please consider also joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. I think that's less than a Big Mac. You can also use a super chat, which is located at the bottom of the chat box to make your donations. You can also use the super chat feature that helps us, but that's only during a live stream. Now, your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. With your memberships, you'll get special badges that Sparky and I can see in the YouTube chat box and unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. This is Sparky's YouTube channel, and I'm only in here twice a week. So if you want to get in touch with me, please go to my channel, Flying Control Line Stunt. It's all run together as one word. And place a comment or question on the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which Sparky shot with his camera of me flying his Junar XL, which is a beautiful plane and beautiful flying, by the way. Matter of fact, I think I know he's actually refinishing it. I've seen a little bit of his at Jordan's house, and he's starting to refinish that plane. So you should check it out. And I want to thank you for your, oh, by the way, when you respond, when you go on to my YouTube channel and place a comment or question, I'll be notified. See, this is not my channel. So, Sparky might get notifications of comments, but I don't. So go to my channel, make a comment or question, and I'll be notified. Then I'll be able to respond to you quickly. Okay, so I want to thank you for your past, your present, future support. you are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to post the link to get in here. Now I'm going to post this link at Stunthangar Forum. So that's how you get into the, that's how you get in here. Now, if you're having problems getting into the show, go to my YouTube channel and comment there, and we will get together and fix this. I've been successful in helping other people get in. And once you know how to get in here, then it's really easy every single time. It's just a single click and you're in here after you get through here the very first time. And I'm going to go to the what I call the control panel. This is kind of how I'm able to keep track of the chats and keep an eye on the stream and everything. So let me get there. Here we go. Just bear with me for a moment here. Screen. All right, we're live. It looks like. And let me see here. Oh, we have 10 concurrent viewers. Thank you so much. Hey, Bob.
Hey, Guy.
Be right with you. And we have 4 likes. And let me see here. We have Jeff Riley says, hi, Charles. Already hit the thumbs up. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Jeff. And then Jeff Riley goes on to say, just now closing up the garage, then an error, whatever that is. Anyways, hey, thanks for comment. I'm looking forward to this show. Let me make one more change here. And Howard, thank you for coming in, Howard. I gotta just fix one last thing here, and then we're off and rolling.
Hi, Bob.
Rolling.
Hey, Howard, how are you?
Lovely.
All right. Hey, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you coming in early and fast. I appreciate it so much. And Gary Sinclair is coming in shortly. Hey, Gary, thanks for coming in. So,
there's the gang.
How's everybody doing? All right?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Had better weeks.
Yeah, I can see by your eye there.
Yeah, you should see the other guy's fist.
I hope you'd have to go to fisticuffs unless you.
Well, I really should have said you should have seen my wife's fist. You know, that was. No, I had a little skin cancer operation, and they hit a blood vessel and gave me a black eye.
Oh, okay. Is this
Nothing
your
major.
first time, or you've had this before?
Yeah, first time. They got it. They said it was nothing major.
Yeah, you know who's a really veteran of this is John Miller. So he's had
And Frank McMillan too.
Say again.
And Frank McMillan too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know Frank McMillan. I met him briefly at VSC, and I think I met him at the Nats too, or at least acknowledged him, I think. But yeah.
I'm fine.
That's good. That's the important thing, that you're doing good. And I was thinking about you earlier, but I didn't want to bother you, but I was thinking about you earlier today.
Well, I'm getting lots of sympathy, so you know.
with that look, you can't help but get sympathy, you know.
Yeah. Well,
plus being a nice guy too.
Well, even before the eye, I was getting a lot of sympathy. You know?
So Jeff Riley said it was supposed to be Aaron. Okay, you had to run an errand. I understand. And he says, Bob has a Nike swoosh.
A Nike swoosh. Yeah.
Yes, it looks like.
It looks like a Nike swoosh. It definitely does. It has the shape of a Nike swoosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, that's unfortunate.
We're expecting a lot of athleticism out of you now that you're sporting that.
Do they pay you to have that?
What's that?
Do they pay you for that?
No, you know, I might have to look into that though, you know.
Yeah.
They might actually sue me for this, actually, come to think of it.
Oh, well, yeah.
Anybody do any flying lately? I guess that means no. Well, I went flying today. I was out there with my Strega, and I was actually going through some props. I've been not trying. I either do or not do. There's no try.
There is no try.
There is no try. So I've been working on
Yoda.
setting my motor up in a different trim, and I'm using different props and cutting down diameters, trying different pitches. And it's been really fun. I actually been enjoying it. And so now I have my second or third square one prop, and I just keep developing and establishing new square one props. And today my square one prop ended up being which was surprising to me, was a master air screw 3-bladed 14 by 9 prop, which I cut down to 13 and 3/4. And the engine was really happy with that prop. So
yeah, you got to keep trying them. You'll find magic props. If you keep trying enough of them, you'll find some that really work.
Yes. Yeah, it's now I'm wondering with the electric, I can hear the motor, really distinctly. My 81 has a real nice sound, and you've heard it, and so I can hear it, and I can kind of tell when the prop is loading it too much. And I'm just wondering, when you're flying electric, it's pretty quiet. I mean, I know the plane will move, and you can tell when the plane is, being helped by the prop, but how can you tell when the plane's being hurt by the prop? Because the electrics are pretty quiet.
When you lose the contest, you're being hurt by the prop. It's as good as an excuse as any.
That is, that works. That's a great excuse, and who can argue with it? They couldn't tell the difference either.
Yeah. Howard, how do you tell with electric what's the right prop?
Ask people who are winning what prop you're using.
There you go.
Yeah.
But you have to have the same drag, the same weight. I mean, it's almost, it's not one prop for every single plane.
It's also a personal thing. You could talk to a million people who are good flyers. Well, they're not a million good flyers, but you can talk to a lot of good flyers who fly really well, and your airplanes perform really well. And you can ask them, and some of them will agree on props, and some will have a completely different take on it. For instance, lately, when I first got into these active timers, everybody told me, well, you got to use such and such a timer, and you got to use such and such a prop. You got to use a special tractor prop made overseas, and that's the prop to use because it's light and everything. I could not get my airplane to work with that prop. Everybody said how stiff it was. It wasn't stiff. I found it to be very flexible. So I went to a reverse rotation prop, a pusher prop made by Chris Cox and Alan Ressinger. And I lightened it. I took some weight out of it to get it down to the weight of the other prop that I've been using, the tractor prop. And it just outperformed that European prop 2-to-1. It was just an amazing difference. Now, everybody else tells me I'm crazy, which is probably true. But but I found that that prop works well for me on my airplane. Now, having said that, I might try it on another airplane and not like it at all. So again, you just got to keep trying a number of props and a number of setups and see what works on each individual airplane in each individual situation. There's really no set right prop, for a given weight or size or airplane.
I think so too. Hello, Brendan. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, how we doing?
Doing well. Had some fun out there today, and out there flying. It was top by myself, so I was able to go through. I only tried like 3 props today, but I put like 6 flights and just settled on a new square one. I put my other square one back in the flight box for another day. I might cut it down, and then it might be a square one again, but it got replaced today. So what are you up to?
I'm gonna do. We cut a fuselage for our twisters, so I'm gonna do some light sanding on it tonight and get some things ready. Angstrom, we're going to get into, I think John Miller mentioned the monocoque hinges. So I looked up how to do that, and we're probably going to get on here Friday night and do some of that and get that going. So that's kind of where we're at in our build. Hey, Bob, with you on tonight, one question I wanted to ask is, we were flying I think our P40, the first time we got it out, electric setup. And I kind of wondered if some of my connectors from the motor to the ESC, like, you know, sometimes those connectors can have little
bullets, the bullets.
Yeah, the bullets can have little bits of metal showing. And we started getting some, like, you know, bursts or popping noises every once in a while. So I kind of wondered if that could be the issue. And then it led me to wonder, and again, I haven't been around the field a lot with folks, but it made me wonder, do some people just straight up just solder the motor straight to the ESC and just do it that way?
Yeah, some people do. But I have had that problem with the connectors hitting and causing a problem. So what I do is when I put on the connectors, I put a piece of shrink tubing and I let it go longer so that when I put the connectors together, it covers all the metal.
Yeah, I thought that could be a way. I ended up getting out some electrical tape and just kind of doing it that way and putting.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah. But
I
have had that problem.
It just made me wonder, though, that I mean, I don't know what kind of energy is or isn't lost when you have connectors or things like that. So it made me just wonder if, like, you know, if I can spare an ESC and have it permanently placed with it and solder it, that may just eliminate some potential for issues.
Yeah, I think soldering is probably the best way, but you don't have any loss. But I was asking Dean Pappas about this. I don't have much knowledge about this technically, but I asked Dean about that very thing. And he said, yeah, there is going to be some loss, but he thinks it's very negligible. So,
sure.
You know, I don't think you want to put a whole lot of connectors in the system, you know, but, you know, I don't think that those between the motor and the ESC are going to make a big difference. If you keep them protected so the metal can't hit metal, because that has happened to me. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's something we'll think about.
Hey, John.
How you doing?
Well, I've had better weeks.
It looks like it. Don't you do what? Do your wife or sass back or something?
Well, you know, I crossed my wife once too often, I think, you know. Now I had a little operation and they did a injection and they apparently hit a blood vessel or something and it got
oh, you're lucky you aren't black and blue, even worse then.
Yeah, well, actually, it is better. Looking at my cameras backwards, it is better today than it has been. So,
well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Everything going okay for you? You enjoying retirement?
Yeah, retirement. Actually, I got a little part-time job. I drive a shuttle car for the local automobile repair place, but it's a long commute for me. It takes me 55 seconds to get there. So.
Wow, that's you better take a lunch.
They're really nice people, though. We've been going there for 33 years to have our cars repaired, and they're really neat people. They do a good job, and they have this Chrysler Pacifica that's got a nice wrap on it with their logo and everything. And it's a nice little 4-hour deal in the afternoon. So
well, that's good.
Keeps me out of trouble. Gives me some mad money.
Keeps you from starting cutting wings again.
Yeah, how about it?
I mean, I'm sure you're not getting any pressure to cut to me just one more.
No, of course not.
Just one more for me, please.
Yeah.
Nah.
Exactly.
The phone rings off the hook all day.
Well, it's what happens when you excel at what you do.
Did, not do, did.
Well, are you sure of that now?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
You want to write about this?
No. Although there may be a point in time in the future where I'll do lost foam cradle sets on a limited basis, but not foam covered wings anymore. That was way too much effort. And you know, and again, the balsa supply is in such a state that you really can't get good wood on any kind of regular basis for a reasonable price. So
You're right
you know,
there.
I used to order 600-700 sheets at a time, and like literally 10 or 12 sheets out of the 700 would be unusable. And now it's just the opposite, you know, so.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Well, hopefully things will get back together in the next century.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yes, let me interrupt for a second. I'm going to catch up on the chat. Mark Lumen, he's so funny. Check this out. He goes, liked a lot. Don't mean I want to hold hands or take long walks on the beach, but gotta like you, or you gotta like. Thank you very much. And a smiley face with sunglasses. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, we can. Don't worry about that. I'm not expecting that. Anyways,
There should be a like button and a tolerate button.
Yes, maybe that's what you should have. Is that they only have two options: like and dislike.
Well, there's like, tolerate, and are you kidding?
Have you noticed that all the YouTube things that it only shows the likes now, it never shows dislikes?
I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I have not noticed that.
Do you have any dislikes there?
I have not noticed that. I have not noticed that. See, I have 11 likes, but I'm in the chat. I'm in what I control as a control panel. But when next time I go to a regular YouTube page, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
That's interesting observation.
I haven't seen any dislikes. I think it's now politically incorrect to dislike something.
Well, that stands to reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have one more chat. And I think this is someone you know, Bob. Nick DeTavio.
Yeah, Nick's good friend, real good friend of mine.
And he says, hello, everyone. And Bob, I miss you, man. Take care, Nick.
Well, let's get together for lunch, dude. You know, you're only about 25 minutes away from me.
Hey, Lynn.
I don't-
Naomi.
Hey.
How's it
Hey,
going?
guys. How are we doing?
Doing well.
Good
Mostly
stuff.
was out lately.
I don't think Mike's on yet. No.
It is. I hear you fine.
I hear you.
We hear you.
Okay.
I hear
Oh,
you.
you. All right.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys.
Good to see you too. What's new?
Well, Bob
New
is sporting this Nike swoosh.
Yeah.
That's what's new.
That's what happens
All
when
right.
you sass back your wife.
Wow, what happened there?
Well, you know, she cooked something I didn't like, and that's, you know, kind of.
Oh, you're done.
Now I just had an operation on a little piece of skin cancer,
Something you didn't like.
and I hit the needle hit a blood vessel, so
What do I get to
I'm all right. Everything's good.
So, Naomi, making more progress on that plane? I know that you're.
Yeah, I was hoping to show it to Mike, but he isn't on yet.
Okay.
No, he isn't.
He'll be on later, probably.
Wait a minute. You're going to show it to Mike? Can't we see it too?
Yeah, go get it.
I'll get it.
Making it for why?
Naomi's been building a clown racer for Sam Lonke for this year's Brodex.
All right. What are we, chop liver? We get to see it too. Come on. You know.
Yeah, she's been working day and night on this thing. The other night I had to call Mike yesterday and ask him what Sam's AMA number was.
Guy was
I thought it was Combat Kid, but I couldn't remember.
Oh yeah, Combat Kid.
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh yeah.
Is coming in. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Rand.
Hey, thanks
Mark.
for coming in.
Bet. Hey, Bob.
Hey, Mark.
Mark?
How are you, Lynn?
Good.
Naomi's getting a plane to show us here momentarily.
Oh, great.
Here, I'll give you the chair.
Howard.
I'll get the other
Let
chair.
me make this big.
Oh, look at that.
Naomi,
yeah, look at that.
that's
There you
great,
go.
Naomi. It looks great.
Combat Kid.
Wow.
My goodness, that
Excellent
looks
work.
nice.
See, mine that I have already is yellow. So when these two fly together, it's gonna look really sharp.
That is.
Yeah.
You did a great job, Naomi.
And
Thank you.
color coordinated. That's good.
You guys
I
Pull it
see,
up higher.
I already got his AMA on there too.
Yes.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
nice. Very
We have
nice.
personalized AMA things now, right? How about that?
Yeah.
Now, don't let him put a streamer on the back of that while he's racing.
Not a chance.
That would just slow him down anyway. So, you
Yeah,
know.
maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, as good as he's
'Cause
getting, we
I
need,
used to do that. Like I used to fly a slow combat model to practice my stunt flying. And I would put a streamer on it just to slow it down a little bit more and get Len to run it just a tad fat for me. But I got used to flying fast. And then one year when we were at Brodax, I was flying in the speed event, and my plane was like way slower than everybody else's. So Paul Smith says to me, "Oh, here, fly one of mine." So he accidentally gave me his fastest plane, and I won the event.
Wow.
I think he was surprised that I actually hung on to it, but I'd been flying the combat wings, so I was used to flying fast, right?
Very
And you only have to hang on to it for a couple minutes too, right? So.
What are those, like 3-second lap times?
Yeah, they go those the clown. It was a clown speed event she was flying in. It was pretty quick. I was surprised myself. I thought, oh, she's not going to be able to keep up to this. Sure enough, no problem.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I bet.
I was glad I didn't have to hold on to it for any longer though. I was pretty dizzy at the end of that flight.
It was screwing you in the ground, right?
I guess it's pretty amazing, even though they look small, but when they're going that fast, I guess they pull, huh?
Well, plus they're on shorter lines too, so you got
It's
to
only 52. So.
like you're spinning a lot faster just to start out with because of the shorter lines.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he had this little clown racer just hopped right up, and I'm thinking, oh, this isn't going to be good. No, I was wrong again.
Oh, wow. That's great. So that's an event, huh? Just the clown race?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have clown race, and they also have, well, they used to have clown speed. I don't know if they still fly that or not. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But the clown race is what they're both going to fly in this year. Naomi's flown clown race before, but Sam Lonke hasn't. So they're going to fly it together this year.
Very good. I hope I can make it up there. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be great.
I actually got a helicopter delivery that I can squeeze in because I'll be coming down from Toronto, actually. So, yeah.
All right.
They used to fly a clown combat. You could ask Howard about that.
Oh, wow.
Right.
I've never heard of that one. That's neat too.
Well, he used to fly combat in a full clown suit.
Yep.
Oh, yes, Howard did. That's right.
True story.
Yeah, that's nice. Good stuff.
And then one day he came out dressed normally and no one knew the difference. So.
Yeah, you probably stole one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I flew combat at Brodax, and the most fun I had was flying with Dan Banjock. He was amazing. Because he's like, you know what, if I beat you, it's just going to make me look like an ass. He says, let's just go out there and have fun. And so he was like showing me how to do different stuff, because I'm still learning. Like I couldn't do a loop or anything like that. So he's like, I couldn't even do a proper wing over. He's like, here, just follow me and do what I do. And so I did like some of the best wing overs I've ever done because I wasn't worried about it. I just, when his plane went up, I went up. When he went over, I went over. You know,
she'd rather fly with everybody else than fly with me. When she flies with me, then we get into it. It's not good.
I think that's true with most hobbies and sports.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Like even when she flies her stunt events at Brodak, she goes off on her own and flies. I don't go with her usually.
He's usually too busy in the expert circle anyway.
So I just, she's got her own flight box and her own stuff, and away she goes.
That's great.
I just get somebody to help me launch, and I set up my lines. I make sure that everything's all set the way I want it. I start my motor. I do the whole deal. So yeah. And this year I'm hoping I'll actually be able to do the beginner pattern instead of just a wing over.
One day, right?
You will. Just keep pushing.
Well, she's getting better. What do you do now? You fly inverted, you do loops successfully most of the time. Wing overs are no problem. So we're getting there.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. I'm not even getting through the beginner pattern yet, but I am having fun. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get out once the weather gets better in the spring. I'm gonna get out with the Osborne platter and just practice the beginner pattern until I can at least sort of fumble my way through it. It doesn't have to look pretty. I just want to be able to do it. Like my squares will probably look more like oblongs, but that's okay.
Right.
You can't go wrong with the Osborne platter to learn on at this stage.
It's a great tool.
You know, if we go out and we take out a twister, you know what it's going to look like after a couple of days. So it's silly doing that. We take out stuff like that, she can bang it up all day long and it's all good.
The twister will become twisted. Yeah.
It'll be twisted, no doubt about it. We've twisted up a couple of them.
Yeah, I broke one of my really good twisters trying to do inside loops at an event. And the last one was not good. The last loop I did not make it.
Yeah, she got the 2 in and she did the 3rd one, and then it was a figure 9 right into the asphalt. It wasn't pretty. It was ugly. Oh my gosh, broke the motor in half, destroyed the airplane. You know how it goes.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Of course, a few tears, mostly mine.
Because now he's got to help me build another one.
I think one of the things that I learned, right off the bat is some other people that wanted to start. I said, do yourself a favor and build you 2, maybe 3 very simple kits so that you can pick the other airplane up after
For
that.
sure. Yeah,
after
so if you bust one, you just grab another one and go. Yeah.
Well, I have no shortage of airplanes at this point.
Yeah, and you just go grab whatever you want, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's
Naomi has more airplanes than ability.
The thing is, though, is when we're going to Brodak's, we're limited on how much we can bring because it's all got to fit into the back of the van, and there's my stuff and there's his stuff. So we even have a luggage carrier on the top of the van just to put our clothes and chairs and stuff in so that we have more room for airplanes.
That's great.
That's so cool.
Well, you'll have true success when you start loading up and you have him take one of his airplanes out.
Oh, we've done this before. I tell you, we've had to take airplanes out and go, well, I guess we just can't take that one. We've done that before.
Yeah, we plan accordingly to, so he's like, well, I don't think I'll bring my bigger model. I'll bring one of the smaller ones so that we can get everything else in. Right? Exactly. And we have like a grand caravan, so the seats fold down totally flat. And we have these special carriers that Len built out of plumbing pipe. And they hold, you can stack like 3 or 4 airplanes on top of each other, right? And then we have like little,
these guys will have all this
little elastic bands just to stop them from moving around,
You
right?
don't want them flying around in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I just recently built a plumbing fixture.
Yeah, the plumbing fixture. Yeah, the
Yeah.
trusty plumbing fixture. That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
Gotta
it
have one.
works. I mean, you know.
Hey, it's an art just to be able to get the things in there right.
Yeah, the guy with the best one wins.
That's right.
Well, the thing is, we packed that back of the van full to go down to Brodax, and then somehow we managed to squeeze a few kits in to bring back home.
There you go.
So it's even more full on the way home than it is on the way down.
Yeah, that's-
We get to the border and they just look at us and they go, yeah, okay, go.
They're like, what's the purpose of your trip? We're like, we're going to a model airplane flying contest, and they look at how much model airplane stuff that we have, and they kind of believe us.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
They're like, are you selling anything? And they're like, no, we're buying stuff while we're down there. We're not selling
Yeah,
nothing.
we're gonna break some and buy some more. That's right.
Yeah. Here,
Well,
I'll
we're
share
hoping for Brodax and the Nats this year, so we're all excited.
Yeah.
I'll share that one I just built just because it was.
Oh, there we are.
Oh, yeah.
That works.
That definitely works. I was trying to find a picture of mine.
Yeah, I think I'm probably I can shorten just a little bit and maybe get one more on top. But
Yeah, you can get one more on top there for sure.
yeah, it's all right. Where's the stop share button?
You know, when I was at Brodax, I took pictures of a lot of people's back of their vehicles to see how they were transporting planes. And that was pretty neat seeing some of the people's creativity.
Yeah, that might make a good show and tell for everybody one night. Is everybody show their car carriers? Yeah.
Yeah, we can show our car carriers, show them loaded, loaded and ready for bear.
I put one in the back of an airplane one day and went through an airport, and I got some pretty strange looks. Yeah, when we
Airplane
get
in an
back, and was like, what is that? It's just in case, something extra. Yeah.
You just tell them it's your inflatable spare aircraft. In case
That's right. It's an extra wing.
It's backup in case the primary one doesn't work.
I gotta say something to Bob. Bob,
Yep. Yes, sir.
you missed, unless you saw seen the tape from last Friday. You missed out on seeing Gordon's shop and everything, and his new twin that's starting painting stages.
Yeah.
Well, I just letting you know that you might want to check that.
Oh, that yeah, last week's show. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
That was
Yeah.
really pretty impressive.
That was a well-organized shop.
Yeah, a lot of beautiful planes.
It was.
Semi scale plane with the carpet and all that. That was amazing.
Oh,
He's
the
a great
Balanica.
builder.
Yeah, it was a Balanica. I remember that.
Blanca.
Blanca.
Blanca, yes.
Beautiful.
They were all wood.
Yeah.
Even the full-size airplanes are wood. So
Yeah.
in fabric. So it's good.
The guy who taught me to build model airplanes was a really huge Blanca fan. He used to build the older style ones with the funny wing that came up with the W wing. It was amazing. Oh my God. He was a scale guy and he was a really good builder. And I'm very thankful that for all the things he taught me, because he taught me how to build straight, how to build light. Of course, I didn't pay attention a lot of times, unfortunately. When you're a kid, you don't, right?
Wait a minute. A guy with a W wing showed you how to build straight.
Well, the wing, I can't explain. The wing comes out of the fuselage and it goes down like this and then up.
Yeah.
It's a neat wing.
And he taught you how to build straight.
Yeah. He showed me how to build it.
Straight
He used to make me tear apart more things than I built. I'd build something, go, nope, not gonna work. Take it apart. Do it
Hell, I
again.
do that. I do that on normal builds. I think I stuck my finger through this thing twice already. So that's, I guess the lesson there is make sure and grab it in the right place.
My big problem nowadays is I can't stop putting dings in my airplanes when I'm building them. Everything I touch, I wreck. It just makes me nuts. Today I was working.
You know how to get dings out of the airplane easily?
Yes, with a spray bottle and an iron. Yeah, I've gotten good at that too. Steve Hines showed me that trick. Works good.
I just spit on them and put the heat iron on them.
Well, that works. That's a good idea. I'll do that for a quick fix. Good idea.
Doesn't work too good though when you put a ding in the foam.
Yeah.
But it is very frustrating when you're trying to build a nice airplane and you keep dinging it up every time you turn it around or do something. It's like, oh my God, I'm just making myself crazy.
His famous trick is he lifts the airplane up too high and he bangs it into the light hanging over the workbench.
Oh my, don't be telling my stories.
Lynn, you're not the only one who's done that.
Oh, yeah, there goes that nice clean tail. Ding.
Yeah.
There was this guy down in Georgia. I forgot his name, but this goes back into the 70s. And he had built this airplane. I think it was a Formula S or something. And he was showing it to a friend of his. He lifted it up and he went right into a ceiling fan.
Oh,
That would be video worthy if it would have been videos back then, you know.
Yeah, really.
What a way to make it, what a way to make you cry.
Oh,
Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so
What do you
bad.
mean if there was videos back then? What do you think we had? Cave paintings?
yeah, of course. I guess the art of a cell phone now is so easy to go, oh, look.
Oh, yeah, cell phone videos, right.
Oh, well. Yeah, my favorite is the corner of the build table. I just did that here a couple weeks ago. Just finished the covering and got it all nice. The last coat of clear dope and, you know, picking it up, spinning it around, go, oh, it looks good, it looks good. Put it down like this and went like this and the wing hit right on the corner of the table. And
Big hole, yeah.
thus comes the first repair. So, yeah. But I guess that's part of it too. I think I like to build, but I think one of the best arts you can learn while you're building is how to repair.
And patience. You got to keep your cool even when it goes bad.
Keep your workbench absolutely clear of anything so you don't set it down and put dings
Yes.
in it. You know?
Yes.
That's a lesson learned too. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing like laying your work on the X-Acto knife. It does a real number on things.
That's right. I don't know. My trick with the X-Acto knife is laying it on the table, and there's just I don't know, the weight of it, whatever, it rolls over like this, and you know, it goes straight down. And where does it go? It falls blade down. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, on your foot.
You're right on your.
I've gotten real good at moving my feet fast. I'll tell you, I should have been a dancer. I can really move in a hurry. When that knife goes off the edge of the table, I'm moving.
Oh yeah.
Been there, done that.
I haven't got one through my foot yet. Touch wood. But
I got one through my knee, my right leg, right on the top of the knee. Yeah.
That's why I started using those XL handles because they have a little hex on them and they won't roll.
Do, right? They do. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. The amount of injury you can create for yourself.
Jeez. When I first started in the hobby, I was poor. I still am, but I was much poorer then. And so the only thing I had for cutting was double-edged razor blades that I'd get out of my dad's supply.
Right.
And I didn't learn until much later about taking a piece of poster board and folding it over the one edge.
Something.
I was always cutting it, holding that edge, trying to cut, not trying to cut myself, trying to keep from cutting myself. I have more scars on my fingers from those days, but
and stained wood, huh?
Yeah, I tell you.
You know, it's interesting. I've been using those razor blades, the single edge razors. You break them in half, so you get a half a blade. I've been using them since I was 11 years old when I learned how to build. And I never put anything on the edge of them or anything, and I almost never get cut because I'm just so used to using them.
I wasn't smart enough to break them in half so there. So I was holding a sharp edge.
The sharp
Oh,
edge, yeah.
no.
Yeah, I was a little slow on the uptake there. Still am.
Well,
The fact that
again, the guy who taught me to break them in half.
Ah,
we know you were using your razors for modeling because obviously you weren't using them for shaving.
oh no, waste a good blade, you know. Shave it off, it just comes back, you know.
If there's one thing I like, it's a face with a good head of hair.
Yeah.
Betcha. It makes up for this part up here.
Yeah, me too.
Good stuff.
Let me interrupt for a second.
Len is not saying a word.
Let me interrupt
What
for
are you
just a
laughing?
quick
What are you
second.
laughing at, Gary?
Yeah, same way.
Good job.
Well, Jack Snavely, he says all likes, and he has some model airplane or airplane emojis and a checkered flag. And he, I
Right.
guess he likes all of us. So thank you very much, Jack. Appreciate that.
So good.
And we have 21 concurrent viewers, 17 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button, please smash that. And don't forget the super chats are very much welcomed. And the new memberships is 0 right now, but please consider joining our Stunthangar's YouTube memberships. Just hit the join button below if you haven't joined yet. And that's it.
I've been working real hard, John, on 2 brand new twins.
Oh, really?
I got 2 from last year that I built, and I'm building 2 brand new ones, but with a really exotic control system in it, a whole new design control system.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Want to
Yeah,
share
if
it?
you think, well, yeah, it was not. I don't keep secrets. I never have.
Yeah, please do.
It's got more adjustments in it than anything I've ever used before. And what was the one adjustment we've never had? Most of us, and nobody I've ever heard of, has ever had in our airplane. The one adjustment that we need and we never had.
Adjusting the push rod from the bell crank to the flap.
You get the gold medal.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yep. And you think about that. We always mount the bell crank so that if there was a line running through the output where the lead outs are, normally that's parallel to the center line of the wing, right?
Right.
Right. Who's to say that's right? When the airplane's at the end of the lines and to pull on the airplane, who's to say the bell crank doesn't get pulled off center? And if it gets pulled off center, what's it doing to the control surfaces?
It's changing your, yes.
Right.
It's putting pressure, and you have to hold pressure against it to get the airplane to fly level, which is why some airplanes hunt, I believe.
Yeah.
And if you had that adjustment, you could, I'm not saying it will fix it, and some airplanes fly well without that adjustment, but I believe that that's an adjustment we've never had that is something we should be using. And that part of that control system is going to have that.
Wholeheartedly agree. I modified my Strega to give me access to that push rod we're talking about. And then I also, the impact I had, it was built by Dave Sabon, who you know, but I made a hatch behind the canopy. I had held on with 4 screws. So I could remove that and get access to that push rod. And matter of fact, a lot of planes, I do that now automatically. Now profiles is so
I was just going to say, profiles, you could do it. How many people have actually done it on a profile?
That one right there.
Let me make you big.
Yeah, have you ever adjusted that push rod length from the bell crank to the flap?
I haven't yet because I hadn't really, I'm still pretty new at this anyway, but I figured why not have the adjustment? Yeah. Because I can get to it,
Yeah, I totally agree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Joe Daly and I come up with a system a few years ago that Joe used for a while. And it had the, hold on a second, I'll get the right view here. I get my view. Can't even find where the view is. Anyway, it had a setup where the bell crank was on a post that pivoted in 2 bushings. And the output from the bell crank was not in the center of the wing. It was on the post outside the wing, on top of the wing. So that you had a straight run from the output of the bell crank to the flap horn. It wasn't angled, it was straight.
Okay.
All right. And that worked great. But we didn't have that length adjustable at that point in time, nor did we have the the distance from the pivot point of the bell crank to the output of the push rod adjustable. That's another adjustment we've never had. And I think that's important too. The distance between where the bell crank pivots and where the push rod attaches to the bell crank.
Yes, yeah.
That'd be a great thing to have adjustable.
That adjustment's going to be in this system. We're going to add to this. We're going to make the one on top, since I'm using inline airplanes now, the new ones are all inline. The top push rod is going to be hooked up to the bell crank and go straight back to the elevator, which will not have any adjustment on it because the adjustment's going to be in the bell crank end.
Up front, yeah.
Right, so you don't have to.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Yep.
Right, and my airplanes are generally jet-looking airplanes, which have a long canopy that comes off to get to the battery and everything, and I can get right to the bell crank from the top. Then I'm going to have an output arm on the bottom outside the wing, which will have a push rod that goes straight back to the flap horn. And that one will have a hatch over it. I can get in and adjust, again, the distance from the pivot of the bell crank to the output of the push rod and the length of the push rod, and also adjust the horn, the flap horn, on the bottom of the airplane, up and down. So it will have total adjustment on it.
And easy access. That's
yeah, well, relatively easy access. Yeah, depending on your configuration of your airplane. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right.
Bob, did you ever see that that bell crank setup that the fella in Australia came up with, where the takeoff points were on the underneath the bottom of the wing, and they're outside the wing.
Yeah,
like that sounds similar to what you're doing.
Well, I guess I've never actually saw that, but what we have here is a case of parallel development, and I think it's a good thing. I mean, you want straight runs, and you can have straight push rod runs because when you do have that angled push rod, there is a trig problem there to a degree. Howard has a program that you can figure it all out, but I'd just rather have a straight run, both top and bottom.
Well, I've threatened to try to duplicate what that Australian fellow did, because what I liked was he could adjust the throw on the flaps and on the elevator, and it was amazing the amount of adjustments that he had in there, and it was so simple. It was just a extended.
When you put one on top and one on the bottom, though, you kind of double the advantage.
I like that idea.
Now the only problem is getting it to be light enough, that it's not going to be prohibitively, heavy, But a friend of mine in Texas, who John Hill is, I'm sure.
Yeah.
John's pretty interested in doing the machining on this. So Dean Pappas and I are going to do the engineering drawings this coming weekend and send them down to John and see if he can cobble it together for us, And then maybe he'll make that available. Who knows? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if he wants to produce it, he can.
That's interesting.
Since it's a straight run, what's your opinion on a clevis versus a ball link?
I never use clevises.
Okay. Yeah.
I've seen too many airplanes. I've seen too many airplanes. Too many airplanes go in with clevises.
Yeah, I won't.
I remember at the 1980 Nationals, I was practicing for the top 5. It was pretty windy, and I was right upwind of me was Ted Fancher flying his airplane. One of the, I don't know, excitation or, I don't know, one of his airplanes. One of the Tations, yeah. And I'm in the middle of a maneuver, and all of a sudden I hear whack, and then about 5 seconds later, a whole bunch of pieces go blowing by me,
Oh no!
And he said, yeah, that's about the second or third time that's happened. I said, oh, okay.
You're thinking, I know what you're thinking. So you're only taking one time, right? To figure out the.
Well, I busted his chops about that a little bit, but he left a really nice airplane. I wouldn't use any kind of link. I would use a ball link. I mean, but not a quick link.
Sure. Yeah. I was reading some old stuff and going over some things and looking at. They actually had a clevis with an actual bolt through the clevis, instead of a quick link with a jump.
With a pin, yeah, I think that might work better. There are some really robust ones. The RC guys, the giant scale RC guys are using some really robust ones. I'm sure would work just fine.
Yeah, but
Probably, yeah.
weight problems then, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of like the idea of the ball link. So.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have any reason to change because I'm using the ball links now. So
And having said that, I had one ball link of the airplane that's right behind me. That airplane right there.
Nice.
That airplane had a ball link go bad, and I had to cut into the top of the airplane and go in and replace the ball link. And while I was in there, I checked all the geometry, and it found out that the bell crank was not centered when the flaps. And I always had a little trouble getting that airplane to groove, and I fixed it, and it grooved like a freight train. I used that airplane at the Nationals last year. It grooved really well. So, and then when I put the hatch back in, Joel Costantino, a good friend of mine who does Barrett Jackson level restorations, he said, "Bring it up to my place, and you'll never know that thing was broken." And fixed it and buffed it, and it was like perfect. The day before we left for the Nationals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, on my push rods, I use the left hand and right hand thread on the one that comes from the bell crank. That way, it makes it easier to adjust. Because on my older planes that I modified, I had to take off the ball link and twist it and put it back on, and it was a pain in the butt. But it was already a built plane. But now that I'm building these planes with the intention to have that adjustability, now on my
it's a turnbuckle.
Yeah, the
it's a turnbuckle.
Yes. My SV11 R for electric, I actually wanted accessibility to both push rods, so I made that canopy area that spans the
I saw when you did
the center section of the wing available, but I inherently made it weak. So when I do maneuvers, it was opening up, as far as the fuselage was flexing. That's why I put it on the shelf. But that's one reason why I wanted it removable, was to have access to both push rods. And so I'm going to actually eventually glue that back on, and then maybe make the canopy itself removable with some small, like, laptop screws, the small tiny screws you can find in some small electronic devices, because I really want access to both push rods.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you break the integrity of the fuselage at that point, you get torsional twisting, and the airplane will roll through maneuvers and things, do weird things.
Yeah.
So.
This is probably a heresy, but I've actually gone back a little bit, not totally, but a little bit, to the old Z bend in some areas of the control system.
Like the bell crank.
Yeah, primarily the bell crank.
There was a post on the Facebook that was a good idea, and I'm sure you guys have used it or know it. But yeah, when they're building and you sheet over, or before you sheet over, you mark, and what they did is they neutralized the bell crank, and they put a 16th inch hole in the bell crank, and then through, and I went, of course. I mean, that way you're for sure you can pin that, and when you start zeroing your control surfaces, your bell crank is at neutral. So it's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's an age old thing. I saw it and went, like an aha moment, like aha. Yeah.
But again, who's to say that the bell crank, going back to what we were talking about before, who's to say that's right? It'd be good to have that adjustable. And here's an interesting fact, that if you adjust your lead outs, especially if you do a gross adjustment, it's going to change where that bell crank centers.
And it does.
That is true.
And although it be minute, but I think we're talking about the same thing, is when that's not neutral, the geometry does change from down to up. It's from the starting point, I guess.
Yeah.
I had a Vector 40 that turned quicker one way than the other, and traditional wisdom was to adjust the push rods between the flap and the elevator. And when I finally got to turn the same, the plane went with an attitude, either up or down.
Yeah, I didn't like that had one that did that.
And I hate that during the four-leaf clover, because you have the point where the plane's ascending, and it's and then ascend and then descending. So I thought, well, that's not a good solution. So then I adjusted the push rod on the between the bell crank and the flap horn on my Vector 40. It was the first time I ever did that, and I was like, whoa, that was perfect.
Yeah, Dave Sabon had an airplane that had that same problem. Had an impact, had that same problem.
Yeah. I wonder which one that was.
Probably the one you got.
Probably. Yes, I know. Because he gave it to Bob Brooks, not the Bob Brooks people probably know, but another
Yeah,
Bob
so
Brooks. And then Bob Brooks gave it to me with Dave Sabon's blessing.
click on it.
And yeah, so maybe
Trying
that's
to.
We'll put
maybe
it
that's
on
the same one.
There may be a reason why people want to keep giving that airplane away.
Right, it's made the rounds.
But I made an access hatch so I could get, and I fixed it. I did notice it and I fixed it. So yeah.
Well, actually, Paul Walker helped him fix that. I think it was at the Golden State Championships. I went out to visit Phil Granderson, may he rest in peace. Went
Amen.
out to visit Phil one year, and we went down to the Golden State together. And I think that's where Dave flew that airplane and was having that problem. And Paul Walker spent some time with him and got it pretty well sorted out.
Yeah, it might have been a different one. I think it's a different one.
This was a white and red one.
Yeah, you know what? Almost a lot of his planes are red and white.
Yeah.
That was like his color.
Are you saying yours is red and white, Charles?
It's kind of it's a red and cream. Kind of a red
Okay,
and
red and
cream.
cream. Okay.
Well, pardon us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one has the bottom of the fuselage covers the tune pipe completely. Yeah, it was something he tried, so I don't think it's the same plane. But just the same. I appreciate the plane, Dave Sabon. Thank you if you're listening.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. He actually has been joining us on a very regular basis. Actually, I've been seeing him every Friday for about the last 2 months.
Wow.
Say hello to him for me.
I will. I'll tell him. I'll see him Friday.
Good
And then
guy.
he'll probably tell me to tell you to say hi. And while I'm speaking, let me catch up on the chat box. Jeff Riley says, "Hi again, Stunthangar. Errands are done. Lynn, how did the spray can clear work out for you?"
Oh, I'm nowhere near there yet.
Okay.
I'm about a month away from that still.
Okay.
Have you got the
I mean, I've got to
cover?
get this airplane covered, painted, ink lines, the whole bit. So I'm a month away anyway.
All right.
The bear is covered though, right?
No, it's not covered yet.
Okay. Okay.
I got the first coat of clear on the bare wood today. So that's where we're at. I got 2 more coats to do on it, and then I'll be ready for covering. I'm going to cover the open bays with polyspan and then cover the entire airplane with silk span. And I have some good old style silk span.
And then one last thing is Jeff Riley says, "I still use Z-bends or soldered washers." And
Me
I'm
too.
all caught up.
Whatever works.
I hate to admit it, but I have absolutely nothing adjustable on my control systems, but they don't fail. Sometimes they just fail to work properly. That's all.
Yeah.
But they don't fail. They won't fail in service though.
The reason I got away from Z-bends or soldered washers and wire is because I lost 2 airplanes in 1 week to broken wire, occlusions in the wire.
Really?
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, you start
Wow.
It was in 1996 at the Nationals in the evening after the first round. I was in second on my circle and I was out practicing and getting the airplane better and better and better. And it was the airplane I was supposed to take to the World Championships the next week in Sweden.
Oh no.
And I was doing a vertical 8 and I thought I hit a bird or something. I felt a twang and I went to do the outside portion of the, as soon as I got to the transition of the vertical 8,
Yeah.
the up lead out broke. And the thing started doing outside loops and destroyed itself. Then I went home, took out the old Bronze Dog Saturn, was in perfect shape, started practicing, did 3 loops, went to go inverted, push rod broke.
Oh no.
Oh.
And I had no other airplanes to fly, and I had to drive out and pick up Billy Werwich and bring him into Kennedy and send him off to Sweden. I had to stay home.
Yeah, I think if you start
Wow.
bending cold metal, you can, in any kind of metal, if you bend it cold, and
This wasn't at the bends. This was in the middle of the wire.
Wow.
This was an occlusion, and it was cut like it was cut with a disc.
we dang. So
Isn't
it had
that
a
crazy?
yeah.
So I
Hey,
went to
Tom.
So what do you
Carbon
use instead of wire? You use the
carbon fiber push rods and the little ends like Charles was talking about, the reverse one, so you can have a turnbuckle and ball
Okay.
links, and I've had no trouble ever since.
okay, like I
And
use the carbon.
I went back I went back to using flexible lead outs too, mil spec flexible lead outs.
Yeah, like I'm using the carbon fiber tubes, but I'm still using piano wire on the ends.
Oh.
So I don't know, but it could break just as easy, right?
I'm not saying it will. I think there was a bad run of wire back then.
Yeah. well, it's
K&S had a
possible.
really bad run of wire. So,
Yeah, well, that can happen. That's sorry to hear that. That sucks though.
yeah, sure did. Well, 2 really good airplanes in a week,
Yeah.
and a
that's-
trip to Sweden.
Oh man.
What year was that, Bob? You remember?
96.
96. Okay. Wow.
So that was the bronze dog you had at the 95 Nats.
How about you?
Welcome back, Howard. Thanks for coming back. I missed you. I was wondering what happened to you.
Yeah, we were eating dinner. Yeah.
All right.
Mary-
No problem.
What'd you have?
Bihon.
What?
What's this stuff here? So it's some Filipino food that
Oh,
we had a wing ding a couple days ago.
Yeah, it's for Howard's birthday, Bob, recently.
how old are you, Howard?
25.
Really? 76.
Oh, that's yeah. You look good for 76.
You're
Yeah,
not kidding. Hope
Surface
I look
under
that
my-
good at 76.
Well, just remember that 76 is the new 75.
That's right.
What did Mary Lou say?
Nothing.
Okay.
Hi, Mary Lou.
You keep that up, you might have a Nike swoosh.
Hey, he's gonna
Yeah.
get a Nike. He's gonna get a Nike swoosh too. And if I'm not good, I'll get one to boot.
This has become the vogue now, have a little Nike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You can always say I play football once in a while, So Tom Greasy, what you been up to? I see you're inside your house now. You're out of your shop. What's
Yeah.
up?
Hey, Tom.
No, hi Bob, how you doing?
Good.
Did Charles do that to you?
No, my wife did.
No.
Oh.
Long story.
Long story.
Well,
Well,
actually,
are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Good. Well, one thing I got a question. I can't remember. I want to fiberglass the nose of my plane, but I can't remember. Do I need to dope it first, silk span it, and then fiberglass the nose?
No,
Oh,
just fiberglass right over the wood.
right over the wood.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if I had to put a coat of dope on it or not. I couldn't
No.
remember.
No, I just did 2 of them this week, so we're good.
Tell you something
Okay,
interesting.
great.
I'm going to tell you something interesting about fiberglassing, because I used to do it all the time, but I don't do it anymore. Well, with the electric, you don't need to. But even if I did, I wouldn't do it I wouldn't fiberglass anymore. And I'll tell you why. I used to put fiberglass on the nose of all my airplanes, to lock
Right.
everything together. That half ounce or 3/4 ounce glass cloth. And, you'd fill it and sand it, it'd be perfect. You'd candle it, you couldn't see any weave. And then you'd paint it, and then you clear it and buff it, take it out in the sun for a day, and you'd see the weave. And it drove me crazy until I talked to a chemist, and he said, "You're not seeing the weave." He says, "What you're seeing is a photograph of the weave on the bottom of the clear coat."
Whoa.
The sun
Wow.
actually does something to put a print of the weave on the bottom of the clear coat, because you could hold it up and you could see the weave, but you hold it up and you couldn't, you
Couldn't see it.
handle it. It looks smooth. What you were seeing was a print on the bottom of the clear.
Wow.
That's why I stopped doing glass.
Does it do that if you silk span over it?
I don't know.
Okay, because normally I silk span over mine. Like I do it and then I silk span. And I've
did
never
that.
seen the weave yet. I'm gonna check my next one and I'll see if it does. We'll look at it at the Nats and see if we see the weave.
That might be the fix.
Yeah.
You can use Kevlar and then you can see the actual weave.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Especially if you use it for hinges,
Well, what should I do? Not even put nothing on the nose?
Oh,
No fiberglass, just silk span and dope?
I'm not suggesting you don't do or don't. I'm just telling you my experiences with
You know what's interesting? I've tried both ways. I've tried just silk span and dope, and it was successful. I've got planes that are 10 years old, just silk span and dope, but I have others that I've done with the fiberglass, and they're fine too. So your choice, whatever you like.
Yeah.
If your engine's a real shaker, like a Tiger 60 might be, you might want to fiberglass it. If it's a fairly smooth running engine, like a Rojet or an OS Max, you're probably okay to just, use dope and silk span. That's my recommendation. I'm not the be all and end all at it, but that's the way I would look at it.
I tried using 2/10 carbon mat, and applying that. That seemed to work too. I mean,
Yeah, that'd work too.
How much strength do you need? And that doesn't have any. Apparently, it doesn't show up through the clear.
Yeah.
So.
I have a comment from Brent Williams. He says, "Ahoy, ahoy, mateys! Ahoy, matey to you, Brent! And thank you so much for Friday's show, Brent. That was awesome. You know what? I was actually entertaining. Maybe we might have a segment of who people come and show their shops, because I really enjoy that. But I know that you was assisting Gordon, and that might have made it easier. But you did a fantastic job showing his planes and his shop. So and that'd be neat if we had a segment where people just showed their shops,
or your plane rooms.
Yeah,
the room where you keep all your airplanes.
Right.
That's neat too.
It is. I even like seeing how they have their tools organized, or maybe a tool I'm not aware of. And, I'll see something, I go, what is that? And they explain what it is. I'm like, oh, wow, I need one of those, Yeah, I see a lot of things I need.
I know.
Hey, Charles, I made one of those boxes like you have that you put the wing in.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
It works great.
I got the idea from Richard Oliver. I don't know if you've seen, Bob, what Richard Oliver has. He made his out of PVC, but it's on rollers, and he can put his wing down inside there, and then he can lower it. His is adjustable, where he can actually raise and lower his.
Raise and lower it. Yeah.
Howard has a real good holder that made out of that PVC too.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that one, but from Howard. But yeah, that's
Is Howard frozen there, or is he just being real still?
No, I'm being real still. So are you talking about my upside down thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
I have to see that. I don't remember seeing that, Howard.
I don't take it with me on long distance trips.
Wheel pants on the bear that I can use.
I could find a picture of it. So
I don't take mine on trips either. The one I have in my garage, that stays in the garage. It doesn't go anywhere. But
hey, Charles, I couldn't use mine after I put the wheel pants on the bear. That was the end of that.
Oh.
Why is that? I don't get it.
Well, because I couldn't put the wing in the box without destroying the wheel pants. When
you got to get a bigger box. You got to get a bigger box. See, my box is big enough.
Yeah, I'll get a bigger box next time.
And landing gear fits inside the box. Yeah, it took me a while to find that box, because it's a big enough box, but not too big. And the height was important.
Okay.
And it took me a while.
The box I've got's not big enough. I need a bigger one. That's what it is.
It took me a while to find mine. I just when I found it, I was like, "Can I have that?" And they said, "Sure." And I don't know why I wanted it, but it's been a good
tool.
Yeah, it has been. Especially my small shop, it enables me to, move the plane around. You see me how I move it in the after party if I'm in my garage. It's awesome. And Brent Williams says, my personal shop is the empire of unfinished projects. Guitars, airplanes, tube amps, guitar pedals, etc. dot, dot, dot. I feel you, Brent. I feel you.
Good stuff. We lost John. John's probably got his pizza, going for his pizza.
Oh yeah, the Red Baron pizza.
John's gone to build one. Yeah, John's doing some building. He's building a pizza.
I was gonna restock my bourbon ice cream yesterday, yesterday, and forgot it was Sunday. So in South Carolina, they won't sell you ice cream with bourbon in it on Sunday.
Really?
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
You know, Brent Williams went on to say that leveling and polishing the frets on my boy's guitar tonight and recutting the nut hobbies from my other personality.
Ask him if he wants to you want to do frets on a 66 Gibson Master Tone banjo? I need a fret job. I'm scared to send it to anybody because it's a 66. So
Yeah.
Oh, don't send it to me. I got no musical talent.
Don't take musical talent, just good wood, knowing what to do with the fretboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing Len plays is the radio.
Hey, Mark, you know what the least used phrase, least spoken phrase in the English language is?
What's that?
Has anyone seen the keys to the banjo player's Porsche?
You know how true that is. Oh yeah, you definitely don't see many music videos with yeah.
Well, I had a banjo at one point in time, and I went down to South Philly, and I accidentally left it in the back seat of my car, and I left the car doors open. And when I came back, sure enough, there were two more banjos in there with it.
Oh. Yeah. That's good stuff. Yeah.
You're going to use that. I know you're going to use that.
Are you building any guitars, Bob?
I got started building a replica of a Martin D28 herringbone and a Gibson J200, like Emmylou Harris plays. And then I got so much back into airplanes that I just kind of left it, but I want to get back to it if possible.
Yeah. Maybe, have you heard? I haven't heard anything from Traxler at all.
Yeah, I think Trax is back building guitars again. I think that's all he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't talked to him for a while.
He came in for a whole week and we worked on molds and necks and router tables and all kinds of stuff. We had a great time. He's quite a character.
Yeah.
Very talented. Very talented. Well, he carved a fuselage mold. He made a version of a molded balsa version of the West Dix airplane, the Velvet. And he made a mold they made a mold that should have been in the Smithsonian. The thing was gorgeous. I mean, just absolutely perfection. And we put saran wrap over it, and then we spiral wrapped 1/32 inch balsa sheets one way and then 45 degrees the other way. And it came out so stiff and so light, it was almost not believable.
Wow.
It was a great way to build a fuselage.
Yeah, he had that. He took that to the Nats one year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was the most torsionally rigid fuselage I've ever felt.
Yeah, I remember going over to his camp, and he was messing with the RPMs on it, and I was holding that plane, and I was like, "Wow, that thing is so big, but it's so light."
Yeah, that was the red one, right?
And yes, and it was real, and the fuselage was real rigid, and he was telling me about it.
Yep, he built that at my house, and I'll tell you what, he did a great job. I'm very impressed.
What do you make the mold out of? Just a piece of wood,
pine or ash or pine or something. And he carved it. I mean, it was like perfection. It was two halves that came apart and everything. It was just, it was gorgeous.
So you guys just made two halves and then glued the two halves together?
Yeah, he made a keel and he glued the halves together around a keel, and it worked. It really came out nice.
Yeah, it did.
I got pictures. Matter of fact, we were going to do an article for Stunt News. So I took pictures of the whole thing, and I mean, probably 40, 50 pictures. And then we never got the article done. So maybe we'll try to get that resurrected. It's a good way of doing it.
Oh, look at that.
Got the baby pizza tonight.
Baby deep dish.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
And it
Is that
is a
gonna be-
red herring.
That can be enough for you and the dog and the cat?
No, I'm afraid one of them's gonna have to go without.
Okay.
Probably me.
It isn't going to be you. That's right.
Who said he only has one?
That's true. That's true. And that call that I took was from Fred Stately. He's a control line pilot out here in the West Coast. I called him earlier to call me back, and he called me back during the live show. So he might find his way in here. I told him to go to Stunthangar and go to At the Bench and click on the link inside there. So we'll see.
One of the reasons I came on tonight, Charles, I haven't been coming on in a while, is I got a call from my friend Jim Bordholt. Anybody know Jim?
I know.
Heard the name.
It's from the old days.
Oh, Jim
the old
Hornbold used to run
Yeah,
around with Jack Sheets.
Jim Bol, exactly. He flew with Jack Sheets. He was the 61 national junior stunt champion.
Now I know who you mean. I've heard of him. Yes.
Yeah, he was a helicopter pilot for the Indianapolis Police Force, and he was also flew helicopters down in Florida, out over the ocean doing rescue. He did ocean rescue, so he's really a hero. He just recently lost his wife, unfortunately, and he's been listening to the on YouTube to these chats, and he tried to get onto Stunthangar, and he hasn't been able to get hooked up. So I had Sparky call him today, and Sparky was supposed to help him get on, and I was kind of hoping he would be on tonight, but eventually he'll get on. He's a great guy.
Oh, great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I remember in 61, I was flying combat at the Nationals in Willow Grove. I wasn't flying stunt then. And I remember going over to watch the junior stunt event, and I was dead downwind. And Jim Bornholt was flying an airplane called the Aeron. Some of you may have heard of that.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Bernie Ash's design. And he came over the top and came down, and the airplane was vertical so long that I had shivers that he was going to go straight in the ground, and the airplane was still vertical. And then he turned probably the tightest corner I've ever seen in my life. And, of course, he left a little puff of smoke in that corner. And it impressed the heck out of me. That was one of the two things that impressed me at that Nationals. One was Bob Gialdini's flights with the Olympic Mark III, and Jim Bornholt's flights with that Aeron. He was amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. So hopefully he'll get on here. We'll get him on next week or later this week.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, great guy.
I've got Jack Sheik's Torino in here. I took it to the VSC.
I got pictures of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice flying airplane, actually.
Good looking airplane. Did a nice job on it. Didn't you have to add a little elevator area?
I did. And I talked to Jack about it. He said, yeah, we had to do that too.
And Jim Bornholt flew that airplane.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Not yours, but no.
Not mine, but yeah.
Jack's.
Yeah, he almost won the Nats until somebody recognized that airplane as being hanging on Jack's wall, because apparently Jim crashed his Nats plane a week or two before the Nats.
Mm-hmm.
So he's looking for something to finish up fast for the Nats.
He was a heck of a pilot, boy.
I have to look that up. I don't know what that one looks like. The Torino, huh?
Torino. A twin boom airplane.
Okay.
Tricycle gear, slightly swept back wing, right?
No, slightly swept back.
Slightly swept back, yeah.
There's a lot of sweep back on the vertical stabs there. It's kind of a jet style look.
Yeah, very sleek. You did a really good job on yours.
Why, thank you. from the center of the circle, it looked like a black toothpick going around because
Let's see how good a memory I have. Yours was red and black and gold.
I'll bring it here and let you see it. It's had more colors than that in it.
I'd like to see it.
But I bet you it has those colors.
This guy, Gary Akers, I don't know if you know him, Bob Hunt,
Yeah,
but he was
I know
talking
Gary.
about, you know, Gary?
Yeah.
He was talking about, he was at VSC and he was, came across somebody. He couldn't remember their name, but he remembered all the details of his plane.
Right.
He started naming, he goes, you know, I know your plane has this, that is this, and this, and the other thing, and this, but I don't remember your name.
By the way, did anybody see that Steve Harris won Classic at VSC at
Yeah,
80?
that's what I heard.
80 years of age.
Wow.
80 years old.
You're kidding.
No,
No.
I'm not. I found out and I called him that night to congratulate him. You know.
Now, what did Steve Harris get at the Las Vegas Stunt Challenge? Didn't he do pretty good there?
Yes,
don't
he
know.
did. Remember what he placed, but he did well.
Yeah,
He
you know,
was a
his wife coaches him up. So that's
Mhm.
you know, I think anybody who has his wife coach him would do really well. Just having a
My
wife with the rule book.
My wife coached me pretty good.
Yeah, it's working good for Bob. I'm gonna see if I can get my own.
Yeah. Well, you know, she's read the book. She read the book and she was just like, no, the stunt manual says it's supposed to do like this. Supposed to look like that.
Yeah, he was mentioning to me that his wife would coach him, you know.
Yeah, he's doing really well. He is
Had a Jim Solhavy designed Gypsy 46 with a badass 3515 710 in it, electric.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah,
80 years of age, you said, right?
80 years old.
That's awesome.
And he doesn't look it. He looks like he's in his 60s.
That is so amazing. Good for
Really
him.
really
yeah, he does
pisses
look
me
he
off.
does look good. You're right. And a
He's a
nice
great
guy
guy.
too.
He is
he's
a very
great
nice
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually called him and we had a conversation. You know, I during the course of the week I call people to invite them to come to our show, and he's one of the people I invited. Let me make you big here just a second, John.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
There it
Nice.
is.
that's very pretty.
That almost looks like a Crusader. I got a Crusader and I flew it and I just love it. I got a Crusader in a box ready to build.
This is, you know, like the Crusader. What was that? And the Crusader.
Gobble Swans.
Gobble Swans. And this are all about from.
Gobble Swant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The carousel was another one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But this one was the slickest one of them all.
That is cool.
That is
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, can you move
Gobble
the control
Swan.
system? I want to see, does this flaps move all the way across? Or only just
Yeah,
part
they
of it
do.
moves?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's horns
Yep.
that go through.
Yeah, they
yoked
got
together.
Cool. Yeah,
Oh
there we
wow.
go.
Okay. Very nice.
And
Gobble Swant. That's German for forked tongue.
Ah,
Oh, okay. That looks really nice, John. I've seen it before, but every time I
Yeah.
see it, it's a pleasure to my eyes.
I want to show you what I did on the
Wow.
menu here.
Oh, cool.
Oh wow, those gear doors look awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very neat.
Very
I had a
cool.
lot of fun with this.
I even like the cooling holes in the back underneath the engine too. That's pretty neat too.
Awesome.
I just think it's just awesome to fly. It was really fun for me to fly.
wow.
I really like it.
So
What
why,
engine-
why didn't you bring that one to the Las Vegas Stunt Challenge?
This is one of them that I got a problem with the flap horn with the soldering job on there.
Oh, okay. All right. I knew that'd be a
I
good
gotta-
reason.
I didn't do it and fix that before I can fly it. So otherwise I would have brought it. I may bring it to the next one though.
Now, is that an
I like
I-beam?
that.
Is that an I-beam
like
wing? It's a lot
Is
of
that a
ribs.
beam wing?
It's an I-beam wing.
Yes, it is. Wow, that's
Okay.
awesome. Beautiful.
Well, that is sexy. All those
Very
ribs.
nice, John. I always liked that airplane.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
too. It took me a while before I finally decided to build it, but when I did, I was happy I did.
Well, I got the gold, red, and black right, but I forgot the orange and the yellow.
Yeah,
A lot of colors there in that wing.
So what happens when you get started painting an airplane and you run out of colors?
That's
Don't
right.
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Put it back where you got it.
Yeah, put it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no sense taking a chance.
Don't do it. Not
Yeah.
worth it.
somebody
You
asked
know-
what engine I have on there. It's a Magnum 36.
Oh,
Magnum.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
A good run of motors.
Those are good engines. I got one that's by Randy Smith, worked it over.
Oh, those are good engines. Yeah.
My
This is-
Yeah.
my stunt mentor, a guy named Bill Simon. Some of you may know that name.
I know that.
Billy
Yeah.
Simons. He was my mentor when I was just getting into this, and he had a lick leader ballerina. That
Oh,
was
those-
lick leader was a friend of Jack Sheik's. They lived in the same town, and he was an I-beam airplane, twin rudder I-beam airplane. And Billy left it on the field at the Garden State Circle Burner Field and went out to lunch with the guys between rounds, and we had a hailstorm.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh man.
Wow.
Came back, and the thing was just absolutely destroyed.
Destroyed.
What a
Oh.
shame.
Yeah.
Never leave planes anywhere. That's the deal.
And he built exquisite airplanes. I mean,
Wow.
exquisite airplanes.
That is so sad.
Yeah.
That is.
Wow.
Ah.
We do stuff and then we kick ourselves for years after. Why did I
Oh,
do that?
oh, absolutely.
But we sure learned a lesson.
No, not always.
Sometimes.
Hey, as my wife says, we're guys. We don't learn lessons.
Oh, man.
I know that I don't here, you know.
No, we don't learn lessons. We think we do, but we don't. Keep making the same darn mistakes over and over. And then wonder why we get the same result.
Insanity. Keep doing the same thing over and over again.
That's a
Expecting
definition.
different
Expecting
results.
different results. Yes, insanity.
Mhm.
I
Well,
always go ahead.
we all do the same stunt pattern since 1958. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
We haven't learned how to do it right yet.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't learned to do
Well,
it
here's a
right
little
yet.
story. Here's a little story that coincides with that little fact. About 1958 is when we first flew the new pattern, or the pattern we fly to this day.
Right.
Okay, except for the clover entry.
Except for the clover.
Okay. Now, somebody mentioned before Charlie Mackey's Junkers Gobble Schwanz was the name of the airplane. Gobble Schwanz was the name of the airplane.
Right.
And Charlie built that airplane, and Bob Randall flew it at the 1958 Nationals and won.
Yep.
Wow.
And it wasn't his airplane.
Wow.
Now, you know who was in second place who should have won that because that airplane should have been disqualified?
The owner of the airplane. I don't know.
You, Bob?
No, God, no, I was just a kid.
Okay.
You know? Roland McDonald.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. With the Detroiter.
He never won, did he?
Took second twice.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's a shame.
He should have won that Nationals.
What a shame. That's sad.
Yeah, it's messed up when people misapply the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did he know that when he went into the contest? That
I think
was
everybody
not-
knew it. Everybody knew it, but nobody wanted to drop the dime on the guy. So, you know how it was.
Yeah.
So he knew it was wrong. He just
Sure he did.
Yeah.
Now, he built an airplane right after that, a twin boom airplane, very similar to the Junkers, but it was his own design, the big round rudders. He called it the Liberator. And I have the actual original plans to that airplane. His original pencil drawings to that airplane.
Wow.
I don't even know how I got them.
So that's also a twin boom plane as well.
Mm-hmm. Real pretty airplane, actually. Very pretty airplane.
I'm looking forward to see your new airplane, Bob. You describing
Yeah,
it
me too.
as makes the other ones look like
Boxcars.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're gonna have it. You're gonna have it for the Nats, do you figure?
Probably not, because
Okay.
we're still working on the control system. I'm
Yeah.
not going to put I'm going to make sure I put the right control system in this airplane.
Exactly.
But I got the wing. I got 2 sets of wings done. I built a lost foam built-up wing, and I built a foam wing. I wanted to try the same design with 2 different kinds of
Two
wings.
different wings.
The wings are done. The tails are done.
Okay.
And if I could get the control system done, and now that I'm retired, I could probably knock the thing together in less than a month. One of them anyway.
That's awesome.
So I might have one ready for the Nats. But if not, I still have 2 brand new twins and a brand new Genesis. So I have 3 brand new airplanes. So
I'd look forward to seeing any one of them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I had one of them at the Nats last year. I flew it when it was too windy to trim it out properly. So I put it back in the car and used the old Crossfire.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
I got my hotel in my driveway right now. It's a camper that belongs to one of my flying buddies. Me and him are heading down there this year to the Nats,
Yeah,
but it's got a water leak, so I got to start disassembling it. And
you got to
water
camp out
leak.
on site. You got to camp on site.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cool.
that's what Joel and
yeah.
I do now, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun to do that.
yeah. $20 a night. You get electric, shower house.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just
Yeah, it's great.
Water.
And it's a whole community out there, and they all get along good. They
Yeah,
have
it is.
cookouts, and hoot nannies, and it's really fun.
That's neat.
Yeah.
And it's cheap. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than doing a motel.
Yeah.
It sure is.
You just hope
$20 a night versus 90 to 120.
Yeah.
You just hope you can afford the gas to get down there if it's $7 a gallon by the time you get.
Yeah, that's the problem I'm looking at. Cost of gas.
I got that covered. That's why I'm doing the work on the camper.
There you go. I drove back from Michigan the other day, and while I was looking at Love's Truck Stop, I watched the diesel sign was at $5.39 a gallon. Yeah. While I was looking at it, it changed to $5.42 a gallon. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know, but I sure like them Love sausages and hot dogs.
Oh yeah. I that's usually my stop.
I've been trying to get a free one from them. I tell you, hey, with a fill up, do you get a free hot dog? I get a couple of people look at me and go, I don't think so.
Hell, remember years ago you'd fill up and you get all kind of stuff at the gas station.
Well, so ask him if we'll do the reverse. Ask him if you fill up on hot dogs so you get some free gas. And actually, the answer is yes. You do.
I was
if you
thinking
fill up
you
on hot
would.
dogs, you're going to have some gas.
I was thinking
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah. Put some jalapenos on that while I'm at it.
Exactly.
Oh God. Woo. Woohoo.
Dang, that little pizza is good, but there wasn't much of it.
Yeah, that's when it's really good.
Put another one on.
Charles
I'm thinking about that. I think I will.
Charles is priming. He's priming his engine there.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's
John,
priming his motor.
I meant to ask you, did you get a call from a guy named Stan Rauptis?
No.
You may get a call from him. He called me the other day. He was asking me if I knew anybody that did CAD work. He needs some CAD work done.
Oh, does
And
he?
I gave him your name and number. I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all. Thank you.
He'll pay for it. He's
Yeah.
the guy that he owns a company called S&W Fuels.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll be happy to hear from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if I can get you a job,
Hey, I need one. Then maybe I could afford the gas to go to the Nats or something. I got my little Toyota camper, remember when they had those little Toyota motorhomes?
Yep.
I got one of them out in the driveway.
What year?
79.
Wow.
Really? A friend of mine has got a 1980 and it's in mint condition.
Yeah, mine has
I
got
keep-
like 100,
I keep it going for him.
yeah. Mine's got about 110 or 115,000 on it, but I put 35,000 on it, so it's about it.
Yeah, nice one, Charles.
And I used it to go to Brodax and
Go into the
repair
inside.
my airplanes and all that stuff. Yeah.
Here comes the inside loop. Look at
Yeah,
that.
there's the outside. He's going
Inverted
inverted.
flight.
There we
I
go.
didn't see a proper wing over on that.
Yeah, it wasn't, not enough room. My arms
Hey,
are,
looking at biplane, looking at that biplane reminded me.
Yeah.
Any of you ever watch NASCAR race day?
I have, yeah.
Okay, next Wednesday night, 6:30 Eastern, NASCAR race day. They're going to have the story of Betty Skelton,
Oh, really?
who flew the little stinker pit special back in the 50s.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's going to be the story of Betty Skelton. She's in like 7 halls of fame. The
Oh.
land speed record, all kinds of different halls of fame, the aviation hall of fame, and they're going to have her story next Wednesday night. So it might be worth watching.
okay.
Is she still alive?
No, she passed away a long time ago. I
Oh.
remember Berkeley Kidded, the little stinker.
Yeah.
That was
Yes.
the name of her. And I think Cox had a little stinker too.
They did.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was her airplane, the little stinker pit
Not
special.
at the little regional airport there at Puddingstone in between Pomona and San Dimas, California. The little stinker was hangared out on that field. I used to go by there and I'd climb over the fence. I'd go over, look all over that thing, just to see how neat it was. There was also a couple of P-38s there, one a camera version and one the regular fighter version.
The name of the program is not Race Day, it's Race Hub. Race Hub.
Race Hub.
Race Hub, Wednesday night, next Wednesday. This Wednesday or next Wednesday? No, it's this Wednesday, this coming Wednesday.
Day after tomorrow.
At 6:30 Eastern. So yeah, day after tomorrow. So something worth watching.
Yeah, I have to take a look at that. I remember that little stinker wasn't that big an airplane.
No, tiny little thing.
Yeah,
Had a little painting of the skunk on the rudder.
yeah. I think there was one on the front, just above the landing gear or on the side of the cowl or something.
Yeah, little sticker.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I got a question. We'll have to hold Lynn's forehead here. It's an India question. So
Go for it. Oh boy. All right. Hey, I'll hold it. Okay. I'm ready. I'm braced.
all right. Yeah.
Good thing.
Getting some great runs. It's a ball bearing. Yeah. On the muffler. Yeah. It's got a for lack of words, a little panel, a little door. You can open it. Yeah, and I assume that was for starting for the back pressure. Yeah, and you can close it. And I like today I flew it. I just forgot about it and left it open all the time. Yeah, yeah. And what would you think? What is the difference when you close that? It's going to increase your back pressure, obviously. Okay.
Yeah.
But will that keep the head hotter?
Well, I'm not an engine man. I never was, and I don't pretend to be one, but my limited experience with engines would be that they run cooler when they're running wide open, before we put mufflers. So I started flying before mufflers were out. We didn't know what a muffler was.
Right.
And when I put a muffler on that same engine, the back pressure really slowed it down, and I'm sure it heated the engine up.
Yeah, probably so for sure. Yeah. I'm just wondering. I've almost got the brake almost just kind of exactly where I want it, and I'm wondering. Okay, well now that I've done all this, if I close that, now I'm going to start all over again, right?
Well,
probably because you restricted it somewhat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It tends to steady up the run when you have more back pressure. It tends to steady up the run a little bit too.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I'll get the vector back together here after that last. Yeah.
I got a question for Tom Creasy there.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever finish that Caprice?
No. Nope. I've got almost. I'm close.
Okay.
I'm close to it.
I'm building another one too.
The last couple years for me, it's been really, life got a hold of me. Took me down for a little bit.
Yeah.
Tom, it's hard to find.
I just got my shop built back, Bob, just a week ago.
Tom, it's hard to find that bronze paint though, so you know.
Oh God, they're never gonna let you go, are they, Bob? They're not gonna let that one go.
Yeah, you know, in a way though, you know, at least they remember.
Yeah, they won't forget you.
It's always easy. You can say, what color is that airplane Bob used to fly? But it was bronze colored.
And there was never a bronze one. It was either copper or metallic brown. There was never a bronze one.
Right, but it looked like bronze, so it worked well, you know. Remember the story you told us about your bronze dog?
Oh, I've told that story a million times.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, what happened to your eye?
Hey, my wife hit me. No, I'm just kidding. I had a little bit of skin cancer, what they call a squamous on my cheek, and it was minor, and they took care of it. It's all right. But when they put the painkiller in there, you know, the anesthesia, apparently it hit a blood vessel, and it caused my eye to go black. So it's clearing up a little bit now.
Okay. Yeah, just tell people that you got in a fight over your wife's honor, but she wouldn't give it up.
What I tell people is you should see the other guy's fist.
There you go.
Hey, Steve, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a last few days.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, if you guys, it kind of starts out as an airplane story and goes way different. But I've been painting and doing different things, throwing away clothes that are too big now and stuff like that. So I'm cleaning out Chester drawers, dusting it back up inside and all this kind of stuff, and I'm moving things. Well, I had an old gun box that I kept papers in and stuff like that, and I took it out, and underneath it's an envelope, or two envelopes. So I open up the envelopes, and I found $1,280. So it dawns on me, this was for France, because, you know, I talked to Samantha. I'm like, when we were over there, I'm like, man, stuff ain't adding up. I know I had more money and stuff just isn't right, you know? So it's been there for 4 years.
Yeah, it has.
So I'm like, wow, windfall. Well, Samantha's going on a vacation here in May and stuff because she didn't go to spring break, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, come on over. I'll give you some money. So I gave her $600. I spent like $250 on stuff for my truck, parts I needed. And I wanted to get that. So I'm like, yeah, I got all this extra money. I knew something. I thought something was up with the dog. And Saturday, she got real bad. I take her into emergency. She has emergency surgery. $1,780.
Oh.
And I'm like, man, I started spending money 2 days early.
Yeah.
You went back home and said, up every drawer, right?
Yeah, there is no more. I actually did a couple weeks ago. I found some change that I had rolled up, and there's 250 there. So with all of it I found over the last couple of weeks, I had just about enough to pay for it, but I shouldn't have been giving it away and everything.
Yeah.
You like calling Samantha back up. Hey, honey.
Well,
spot me back 3.
That's the first thing she said. I'll bring back that 600. And I'm like, nah, it's my own fault, you know, because we were going to get the dog spaded, and because of COVID, it didn't happen. And then, the vet clinic shut completely down, and I had to get an appointment for another clinic, and they were 2.5 months out.
Wow.
So we were waiting for that. It was going to get done. And I don't know, she went through her heat cycle then and had a false pregnancy and caused all this. And she went septic and yeah, she just about died.
I lost my dog a couple years ago, and it almost exactly the same thing. Had no clue.
No, I was gonna wait till Monday and not pay the emergency thing, and I'm like, yeah, quit being so cheap, Steve. You found some money, so you know.
I think Gary's asleep.
Oh yeah.
That's all. That's normal.
Oh yeah.
Let him sleep.
Hey Steve, I meant to ask you last time. The airplane behind you, the green and white tail.
Oh.
What is that?
It's called an Explorer. It's just an electric RC airplane.
Oh, okay.
can-
The tail looked just different on it.
Yeah, it's a low pattern ship. They had on sale for the motor, servos, everything was, I don't know, $169. And it's like, hell, that's really cheap.
Right.
Just the motor and stuff like that, you know, you'd have that much money into it and servos. So
that's the truth.
Yeah. Something I really didn't need, but
that's an airplane. You need it.
Yeah, then I went and spent another $40 to change. Well, no, what was shipping? I think it was $25. But I wish that they made these for
Control.
RC. I mean, for control line, it's called Predator. I mean, this thing had super strong magnets in it. But what I like is this front hub has an octagon thing on it to hold your props.
I see that.
And it's just really, it's really nice. So nothing slips or whatever. But yeah,
why couldn't you use it for control line?
We've been using front mount, and this one you can't front mount.
Well, you can rear mount, yeah.
Maybe you could. I guess you'd have to buy a different shaft, and use it that way. But I don't see how even the shaft is. Oh, it's got a clip on it.
You can't turn it around.
You'd have to buy another one and then push the shaft out this side.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you probably could. But yeah, this is
it's probably reversible. Most of them are.
I was fixing to say, I had that one that tourniquet that I had that come rear mount and ended up turning the shaft around and everything lined up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, for I don't know what this was, $18 or whatever. I mean, it's a really nice made motor. And I got on and they said that because people were changing out, they buy cheap airplane stuff and then, they change out stuff and put in Cobra motors or whatever. And they said, hey, we think this is better than these Cobras and stuff. And it's really nice. I mean, the shipping was just about as much as the motor, but that's, that's the way it is now. I had to get it from Alibaba or whatever.
Right.
And it took like a month to get here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I dropped the KV so I can run a 4-cell in it instead of a 3-cell.
I got that new series of badass motors. It's a 23 millimeter diameter cans for the twins. It's 500-watt motor with a 6S battery, and they're really nice little motors. I mean, they're 23 millimeters, and they're just you can really package them really nice,
Yeah,
for a single engine airplane, but for a twin, it's perfect.
Yeah, what?
Is this the 232820?
2328, I believe it is. Yeah, it's a. I have one downstairs. Have you seen them? Howard, have you seen them?
No, you talked about it.
The only thing that's weird about it is you got to make a special mount for it because the X mount is not symmetrical.
Oh, you showed that one night. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's a nice little motor.
Yeah, Paul Walker was on here. He was even using a smaller one.
Yeah, he was using some of those Park 480s.
And I asked him if he was building a half A, and he said he wasn't real sure.
He had 4 of those in the B17. He took the Max 15s out and he put 4 of the Park 480s or Park 450s, and he says it was plenty.
Wow.
Yeah. Those are little motors.
Oh, I know it. But he said that they'll on a 6S they'll pull 400 watts.
Yeah, 500 watts on a 6S.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have 4 of them. I mean, how we're probably only using what 500 watts on a big.
Dennis Adamison has one of those in a 50-ounce airplane, like I don't know what design it is, but it's a 50-ounce airplane. He says it's way more than enough. So I figured 2 of them in a 60-ounce twin should be real good.
Oh yeah.
And Paul Walker and I were talking about it. He said, yeah, that should be more than enough.
Well, yeah, he was even going to try smaller ones because they make some.
Well, but he's using more motors too. He's using 4 motors.
Yeah, I know. He wouldn't say what he was building, so I told him. He said, "Sounds like he."
I have a hunch what he's building, but I'm kind of shy to talk about it. I think I know exactly what he's building.
He said at the end, he said it could be a 4, a 6, or an 8.
All right. I think I don't know this for a fact, but this is just what I survived. I think he's building a B-29.
Oh, okay.
He talked about doing that once, but I haven't heard about it for several years.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what he's doing, but I could be wrong.
I think someone should build a Spruce Goose. Didn't that have 8?
10
motors on it?
Oh, no, had 8. You're right. Had 8.
Yeah, build the Spruce Goose.
What was that one that had 12 motors? The Dornier DOX or something?
Oh, front and back pushers and pullers.
Yeah, with a big seaplane, German seaplane.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Can you imagine that wire harness?
Yeah, that'd make your airplane weigh 80 ounces.
It would weigh as much as my car.
Definitely have to be in electric motors, because can you imagine doing 12 gas motors trying to get them all synced?
Oh my God.
Trying to get them all started.
No offense, guys, but I can't even imagine doing 1 gas motor anymore.
Yeah. Oh no, I love gas.
Hey, Mark, you were talking about that Inya muffler. Run it if noise ain't a problem, run it with that open.
Right.
To get the same motor run, you'll have to get a different muffler with that piece, that extension in it. Have you seen them? Because it gives the gas more place to expand.
Gotcha.
And yeah, they'll run a lot more power. When we use them in RC, yeah, it's supposed to be. They say it's for priming, but I don't believe it.
Right.
So we'd open them things up, and man, they'd run a lot better. They don't get as hot.
I'll just leave it like it is, but I'm getting like a 2-flip start off of it, and like I say, the brake is almost there. I need to just adjust the prop a little bit, and I think it's good.
Yeah, because otherwise they make a muffler now that'll work the same, but it has that piece of aluminum and they push it out.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
John's got his other pizza going there.
We saw it. I'll get the Vector back going here. I think maybe this week. I've just been gone a bunch, just since the last unfortunate ground incident.
I see John eating them damn pizzas, and it makes me want one really bad.
Yeah, you got a lot of nerve, John. You didn't bring it up for everybody.
You need to bring 9 of them next time, or actually 8.
Come on, I can't have them. So
no, you're done. You're finished.
Yeah, I'm finished.
All right, so that means 7.
No, still bring 9.
Bring 9. Don't worry, it'll get shared around.
Yeah. That's
I'm
right.
not supposed to eat them, but that doesn't count. I'll have one.
Yeah, I mean, just by changing how I ate, I've already lost over 25 pounds.
You look smaller already.
That's great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's why I was going through some of my clothes to get rid of them, just because they're so baggy on me. I can't. All my pants, I never wore a belt except for work, and I hate belts. But I have to wear a belt, and then when I wear it, my pants are all gobbed up all
I know
around
that.
me.
I know that feeling. I know
They
that.
hurt and stuff like that, So now it's like going to get another.
What are you doing to lose weight?
I found out I was diabetic, and basically I can, eat whatever I want, but I can't have more than 65 carbs in a meal. And that's the only change I've made.
Yeah. You still type 2?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Metformin?
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just been sticking to it and buying $5 half loaf piece of bread because it's only like 2 carbs per slice. But yeah, I can't believe that little teeny loaf. They hit me $5 for it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I tell you what, I'm going gluten free, trying to keep my carbs down too. I'm way overweight.
On.
I just overate myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I'll be so light and stuff. I'll have to change over all over to these, like, because the wind could blow me away, so I'll carry these out with my light handle and light lines. And
I got a 2-ounce handle I made. I'll bring that for you. You
All
might
right.
be able to lift that up still by the time you get to Broda.
But yeah. So
Stuff. We got a nice view of Howard's ceiling there. See.
yeah, he lays on the floor a lot, Howard does.
Here I am. Okay. Anybody there familiar with Decal Paper, the official Decal Paper?
I've been working with it a little bit. I was talking about it last week or week before last. So yeah, I'm getting ready to put some.
I found
Go ahead.
some Decal Paper. I don't know if it's the good stuff, but it's white, and on the back it has this number.
Okay.
Is F?
Yeah, go see it in reverse there.
SM 110329.
And did you order that online or just?
I found it.
Okay. You found it?
Well, I got it. I've had various decal paper over the years. I don't know whether this is the official Bill decal paper,
Right.
approved by the job company, what it is.
That's Decal Paper.
Yeah, he doesn't know if it's good stuff or the crap stuff, but he's gonna give it a go.
Is that like a water slide paper?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna test those little Jap flags for the Hellcat. Yeah. I'll probably do that this week and see if the dope eats them.
I want
Marky and John.
Oh, this is that. This is the good stuff. Okay.
I want some
Good stuff.
Ukrainian flags. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to put Ukrainian flags on the tail of my new airplane.
Oh,
And I
that's
know
cool.
Sparky and John Jordan there, they did all kinds of testing on that decal paper.
Yeah.
It's probably in one of the videos there.
The
You can
Saturday
find it.
Times type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they tried the laser printer, but that didn't work so good or something. I don't know what.
Well, yeah, Howard was talking about that. He got that other printer.
What's the other kind of printer? There's laser and
Inkjet.
inkjet seems to work better. Yeah.
I did that decal paper and I just love it. I had to, I guess after you get done, you have to take and spray some clear coat on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I had to learn how many coats to put on it. because
Right.
they're real delicate. But man, I like them because I can print anything I want, you know. But man, where I live, yeah, I got to order them. I can't just go to town and just go get them.
Yeah. It's
What I seen, guys, I was watching some how it's made,
yeah.
and they had surfboards, and at the end of it, they showed the guy decorating the surfboard, and he got out his tape and he was taping off all kinds of stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, you know, now he's going to put down all the paper and all that kind of stuff, you know. He had a paint pen of acrylic paint, and he just took it, and it has a roller ball in it or something, and he just went around all that kind of stuff, let it dry, peeled it up, put his different one down. No spray painting. And I'm like, man, would that be fast?
Yeah. These are decals, and I've got like a couple of coats of clear over them. Yeah, and just don't have any problems yet. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
I want to put. I can't even get the computer right here. Anyway, I want to put some Jap flags, on the side there.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Want to hear a funny story, Mark?
Yes, sir.
At the 2004 World Championships, and the Nationals were held the next week in Muncie, Billy had his, we won the Worlds with it that year, that P-47 Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
And he had little Japanese kill markings, flags on the side of the airplane.
That's exactly it.
And the Japanese team came up to his airplane, and they're looking over his airplane, and one guy, this gets better. One guy's pointing at him, And so Billy walks up, he looks at him, and Billy points at one of the flags, and then he points at one of the guys. He says, "That's you, that's you, that's you." And they just cracked up. They thought that was hilarious.
That is funny.
That is awesome.
That's funny.
Good for him.
Good sports.
Yeah, just trying to get
They're the best. They're the best sports. They're such good guys.
Oh yeah.
You talk about Bill Warridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
doing?
comment real quick.
I talked to
decals
Billy,
before we get too far from decals. Jeff Riley says when you spray the clear on the decal paper, spray it in misty coats.
Right. Yeah. Don't go too heavy.
Yep.
Don't
pile it on. I tried to pile on, and that don't work.
Oh, does not.
Now, can you do it before it's on the airplane? While it's still on the sheet before you cut it out?
Yes.
And then float it? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw Richard Oliver do that when he had a video on one of Wendy's videos. He did that.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's a good idea.
Phil Granderson was excellent at that. And he told me you have to put very light, foggy coats of clear over them, just dust it with the airbrush, just almost not even anything. He says it's several coats of that before you go to a heavier coat of clear, and it works fine.
I did it, Charles.
The exclamation I made a few minutes ago was because I just tried my my new LED printer I bought just to make decals with the decal paper, and it doesn't work.
Oh no!
What the hell is an LED printer?
It's what Philip Granderson and Jim Aaron use.
Does it just smudge, or it just doesn't?
They have a different brands. Well, I can show you what it looks like. It looks like shit.
Put $1 in the jar.
Oh yeah, like all the.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's not clean.
So is it with the LED? Is it kind of like a laser printer then?
Kind of like it.
But different. The same but different.
Yeah, they were saying that John Jordan was saying that you had to have a different paper, a different decal paper for the laser stuff.
Yeah,
that you can't use
this is laser paper.
Huh?
I've been through that. second printer I bought to print decals. The last one I got a color laser printer, which I gave to Robbie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it didn't work, and so the brand that Jimby uses is extinct. So I got a Brother brand LED printer.
Oh, brother.
And I don't think they make that anymore. Anyhow, I paid a lot of money for it, and it doesn't work. So I might go talk to Kathleen Granderson and see if she wants to sell Phillips printer.
Yeah.
Maybe, or just maybe try an inkjet.
I've tried inkjets.
And did you try the inkjet paper? Inkjet.
Yeah. Inkjets with inkjet paper. I tried inkjets with laser paper. I tried lasers with inkjet paper and lasers with laser paper.
So he's tried all the combinations that don't work.
I haven't tried an LED with inkjet paper yet.
Give it a go. What do you got to lose?
Right.
Yeah, the paper would be cheaper than another printer.
That's right.
Yeah, I know that Jim Jordan, he gave up on the laser. He could not get it to work. It did the same thing, splotchy.
Yeah.
It might
John,
be cheaper
John
just-
Jordan. Yeah.
John Jordan, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Jordan was my neighbor. Yeah, John Jordan.
It might be cheaper just to find a vendor that can do it.
Yeah.
Several $1,000s in printers.
Yeah. See if you can get Mr. Aaron to do your decals for you. That'll work.
Yeah. The
Decals.
problem is that the paper is extinct now. So
Oh God, there's no winning. You
there's
can't win.
Or whatever works
Yeah.
goes away.
can't with my limited supply of paper, I can't go around and interview printers very much.
Yeah, you need to get a hold of your buddy's wife there and see, you know,
Yeah,
if that printer trader say, hey, here's a new LED if you give me the old laser printer. It's a hell of an upgrade.
Yeah.
Hey, I have
I
a
get-
suggestion, Howard, from Jeff Riley on the chat. He says, hey, Howard, turn your iPhone on its side and you'll then be full screen.
Oh,
Hey,
Here
it
I
works.
Hey, look at that.
I have to try to remember that.
We can see you better. Turn it back the other way.
Yeah,
But
we're
do
all
we,
thinner
but
the
do
other
we
way.
want to see him better?
Well, everybody, it's the top of the hour, and I'm going to end the live stream. We do have the after party, which some people think is better than the live stream. But I want to thank everybody for coming in. I appreciate it very much. At the height of our show this evening, our audience was about somewhere around 26 people watching. But of course, the replays keep going, and the views go up and up and up. So I just want to thank everybody for coming in, and I appreciate you also, the people in the chat. That also helps the show. And don't forget to like and share and comments. Those all help. And also the super chats are going to end as soon as I end the live stream, but you can join this Stunthangar YouTube memberships, which is just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And that helps the show. So anyways, so thank you very much. We'll be back Friday. Matter of fact, Phil Bailey said he hopes to see everybody Friday night. He's trying to get home tonight. I don't know where he's at, but I wish you traveling mercies, Phil. So get home safe and come back Friday. And you guys, thanks very much. We will end the live stream now, and we will see you guys later.